Grand Rising. How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great Thursday. Yeah, Thursday the 22nd. Wherever you are located in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, I want to talk to my Nigerian brothers and sisters. I love you guys so much. My heart is knit to my Nigerian brothers and sisters. Ever since I stepped foot on the continent in the country of Nigeria, my heart has been knit to the Nigerians. I love you guys so much. Please know that, okay? In that spirit of love, phileo love, even agape love, I want to ask you a few questions and present some information to you that you probably already know, probably better than I know, because Nigeria is not my country of birth. I was not raised in Nigeria. I've come to love Nigeria ever since I went on mission field last year. It's just been in my spirit, in my ruach, a love for Nigeria, a burden, if you will, for Nigeria. And so you guys know, because you were born and raised in Nigeria and you know the history. But I want to ask you or present to you, are you aware of the origin of Christmas? Are you aware of when Christmas first came to be a holiday or a celebration point in Nigeria? Do you know that it was in Badagry, a port town in Lagos, in the country of Nigeria? It was under what has been called an agia tree. And I may not be pronouncing it correctly, so forgive me if I'm not. In 1842, the very first Christian message was preached by Christian missionaries, okay, under an agia tree in Badagry. And it was right around, it was in December in 1842. So you were introduced to this Christian doctrine that eventually morphed into a celebration of Christmas under the agia tree in Badagry, Lagos, Nigeria, in the 1800s. The very place where several slave museums exist, because Badagry was known as the point of no return during what would become the transatlantic slave trade. Were you aware? I'm sure you guys were aware of that, right? And after the Civil War here in the United States, slaves were returned. Freedmen, they called them. Those who chose to go back were returned to the very place where they were sold so many centuries before, in Badagry. The point of no return became the point of return, but along with the freedom that those freedmen were afforded, the ones that were returned to Lagos in Badagry, they brought with them the strange doctrine that they learned during slavery. The missionaries came and they taught Christianity, and they taught you to celebrate Christmas. Do you understand and realize that Christmas was not considered a federal holiday here in the United States until 1870, until well after the Civil War? Do you know that when the 13 colonies were established here in the United States, the Puritans outlawed, especially like in Massachusetts, They outlawed celebrating Christmas. It was a crime to celebrate Christmas in this country at the inception of this so-called Christian nation. Were you aware of these things? So how is it that a holiday that was once considered a crime to celebrate, and the Puritans, who were considered the holiest of holies of Christians, refused to celebrate Christmas? They looked down upon Christmas. They looked upon it as frivolous, wasteful, riotous partying, gluttonous partying, and just a practice in futility. They denounced it as a religion. Were you aware that this was the origins of so-called Christmas that you embraced after becoming freedmen? And you allow Christian missionaries and the freedmen to spread this gangrene of Christianity and the gangrene of Christmas onto the continent, so that it has morphed into this caricature of generosity that it is today. Do you understand and realize that Christian is paganism repackaged and resold to people around the world as Christian? Do you understand that? If you don't want to be associated with the slavery that enslaved so many of your descendants, we are descendants from you. Why are you celebrating something that was so wicked? Something that was birthed out of something as wicked as slavery. Do you understand the origins of Christmas? If you understood the origins of Christmas, if you understood how paganistic and demonic it was, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, you would banish it from your presence and your existence. You will get the Christmas trees out of your churches. You will burn the Christmas trees instead of bringing them into your homes. And you will not partake in something so unholy and demonic that brings curses upon everyone who celebrates it. Do you really understand the origin of Christmas? I challenge you, since you are right there on the continent and history is right beneath your feet. Go and revisit. Go to Badagry. Go to the point of no return on that beach where so many of our ancestors were sold. Do your own research. Look up the missionary. His name was Townsend and Birchman. Find out who brought Christmas to Nigeria and what is the origin of Christmas. Do we want this generational curse that is called and known as Christmas to continue? Or do we want to be purged of all uncleanness and all unrighteousness? You don't have to do everything we do in this country. Because if you understood the origins of this country, you would purge yourselves from the uncleanness that you learn and adopt from this country. Every ounce of it, you will purge yourselves of it. Don't do like the Americans. Purge yourselves, my brothers and sisters, from all filthiness of the spirit. And watch Yah do some incredible things on the continent. You guys be blessed. In the name of Yahushua.